Trashers win the draw. Far point. McIsaac gets tried. Poked by Bennett. Gets it back. Shooting out in front. Teb kicks it away for the frostbite. Off the near side boards. Burgess will pick it up. Gates up the left wing to the red line. Passes across at Danbury Blue. McIsaac will take it to the far wing to Wagner. Drops it off to Hickey. Has it lifted away, and now Bergfors with it. Flash it off the far side boards, and Morassi will track it down for Danbury. To the neutral zone straight away to Wagner. Backhands a pass, intercepted at center by Adirondack. Bennett comes up the near wing, gets rubbed into the boards by Jeff State, and he turns it over to Morassi to the far wing to Hickey. Hickey now we've got pushing and shoving as it is Bennett getting shoved by Wagner. A little left to the face, and now McIsaac going after Burgess. And we've got some pushing and shoving at center ice as the Trashers with their heavy hitters out there. A lot of bumping and tugging in front of the frostbite bench now. John Morassi getting involved. Chad Wagner being moved away from the fray. His Trasher teammates looking to get some action started as Morassi trying to get Bennett to drop the glove. And now McIsaac has a work in a headlock. Burgess comes on. Now Morassi going with Bennett. And it looks like we're going to have a line ball here in the neutral zone. It's Bennett and Morassi slugging back and forth with each other right now. As there's another player on the ice, McIsaac pounding away at another guy. McIsaac wanting to go against O'Rourke. Morassi and Bennett continue to go at it at center ice. Morassi with a couple of uppercuts to Bennett's head. Trying to pull the sweater over right now. Trying to get it from the bottom. Big takedown. Big takedown, and now Burgess and McIsaac are going at it. Burgess getting thrown around like a ragdoll with Morassi beating the proverbial crap out of Ryan Bennett. Bennett is turtling up right now, making a series of looks to the head. Bennett, the rookie, destroyed by John Morassi here on WWE Night at the TIA. All bedlam breaking loose here in Trashertown as Morassi is going to join McIsaac, Jerry Hickey, and Chad Wagner in the box. Jeff State, the only Trasher from that line, still on the ice. And it looks like we're going to have five of a kind here as he is going to the box here in Trashertown. This is a first for the Danbury Trashers. All five skaters going to the penalty box with 12:27 remaining in the first period. What a night here in Danbury, and this isn't even halfway through the first period. We're going to take a break. You can bet your sweet bottom there are a lot of penalties coming up against the Danbury Trashers and possibly some against Adirondack as well. This is Trashers Hockey. Well, welcome back to the Danbury Ice Arena. Phil Jubileo with you on Trashers Hockey. I'd like to tell you what the penalties are, but they haven't added them up yet. You get these young referees in the United Hockey League, and for a lot of these guys, it's the first they've seen in certain instances. Alex Dell, the referee for tonight's game, and he's got a lot of work ahead of him at center ice right now as he continues to rack up the penalty minutes, mostly against Danbury, although the Frostbites have a couple of players themselves in the box right now. Bennett should be in there as he drops the gloves with Morassi. And I can't see who the second player is right now. We are waiting for public address announcer John Ransom to crack open the mic and start with him. Well, the Trashers have four players in their penalty box right now as McIsaac was sent off. Danbury with four players. You can get a nice round of Texas Hold'em down there if they get things started. They may be in the box long enough to even knock a few out on a couple of all-in hands. Alex Dell continuing to talk with Jerry Dino right now as they rack up the penalty minutes. Bruce Richardson, the Trashers captain, is on the ice. And so is Hugo Belanger, who holds the same title for Adirondack. All of the penalties coming at 7:33 of the first period. And everyone out there for Danbury State. Wagner, McIsaac. Oh, State returning back to the Trasher bench. He may have gotten out a penalty here. Morassi and Hickey. Seemingly all call for penalties, but that round of applause you hear is Jeff State returning to the Danbury bench. The Trashers catching a break. So only 4 of the 5 Danbury players call for penalties, and I've got to say that might be a little disappointing. I was half expecting all of them to get some sort of penalty time, and obviously the Trashers are going to be on some sort of a penalty kill, it seems, for a period of time, and the Trashers will have to kill off that very potent Adirondack power play, which is second in the league, 22.7%. That is second overall, behind league-leading Muskegon, the defending champion Fury. The Trashers, meanwhile, on the penalty kill, is seventh in the league, 83.5%, right in the middle of the pack, and the Trashers killed off more minutes than anybody in the league by virtue of having the most penalty minutes out of anybody in the UHL, and this only adding to that grandiose total. 12:27 remaining in the first. Coming up Friday night, the Trashers back at home. They're at the Danbury Ice Arena. 7:30 the face-off time against visiting Elmira, and then the Jackals will be here again on Saturday night at 7 p.m. to face Danbury. The Trashers then go up to Glens Falls on Sunday for a 5:05 game against the Frostbite from the Glens Falls Civic Center. Should be an exciting one up there. The Trashers sending 2 busloads of fans, including a number of the Section 102 guys up there, courtesy of team owner Jimmy Galanti. And I know they're very much looking forward to traveling up to Glens Falls this Sunday. So a busy week of games for Danbury. Tickets are available. All you need to do is go to DanburyTrashers.com right now. You can purchase and print your tickets online. If you want to do it the old-fashioned way, call Brianne in the Trashers office during business hours, 866-565 extension 116. We're going to take another break and be back after this as they continue to assess the penalty situation at center ice. This is Danbury Trashers hockey. There's the Wagner going after the bench. Wagner is out of the box and he's in the Adirondack bench. Wagner jumping the bench right now. Gloves and helmet off, and it looks like he's trying to attack Coach. He's trying to attack Coach Hotman on the Adirondack bench. Also out of the box, John Morasky, along with McIsaac. They're all out there right now. Richardson trying to break him up. Jerry Hickey is out there getting moved away. Chad Wagner made a beeline for the Frostbite bench. Didn't get anything done. He's trying to challenge Hotman. He's trying to challenge Hotman in the bench. Wagner being held off by the linesman right now. Wagner skating away, slowing down a little bit as he is headed back toward the penalty box. I would be shocked if they actually let him there. He's going to be taken off the ice right now. Wagner exiting stage left. Hickey is still on the ice right now for the Danbury Trashers. He will go back to the box. Hickey, Wagner, and Morassi were all in the Frostbite bench. Wagner was the first one out there. Dropped the gloves and chased after the bench. Oh, that's really a low percentage situation there if you're Chad Wagner. You go after the bench, and you've got a dozen players there if you're the Frostbite, and they're not going to let Wagner get to the coach. Morassi was out there as well. I don't see quite where Morassi is right now. I think he has been escorted off of the ice as well. Total mayhem here at the Danbury Ice Arena. Jerry Hickey in the penalty box right now, kind of shrugging his shoulders as if to say, I don't know what's going on here. I have no idea really what's going on here personally, except there's been a lot of mayhem here at the DIA, and definitely, well, this is definitely, I don't know how to describe it. It's definitely a sideshow atmosphere here at the DIA as all of the Trasher enforcers seemingly involved in the action. And again, kind of fitting that this occurs on WWE night. But in any case, a number of penalty minutes and probably game misconduct at this point are going to be added on. We'll take another break and be back after this. You're listening to Trashers Hockey. Unreturned on the other end. So they finally get a penalty up there on the board. It's been taking quite a long time for everything to be figured out. And if only the referee was faster, this could have prevented the whole Chad Wagner incident coming out of the box. And now Burgess is out of the Adirondack box and returning toward their bench. So he may be innocent from anything going on. He's back by the bench right now for the Frostbite. Bennett in the box for Adirondack. Bennett is the man who fought Morasti at 7:33 of the first period. I'll talk about getting all the rough stuff out of the way. Looks like we've gotten most of it out of the way. The one thing for Danbury is that all their enforcers are pretty much gone. If you look at the Trasher bench, you've got Room and Ender, and now Ender's shouting up onto the ice right now. Now he's coming onto the ice with David, Richardson, and Alex Supel. That'll be the penalty kill unit for Danbury. They have yet to announce any of the penalties, but the Frostbite about to go on a 5-minute power play. That is the main result out of all of this, as the face-off control by Danbury at center. Ender tries to clear it, taken away by Segstro. Now Burgess 5 for fighting and a gamer. So Burgess is done. Puck in the neutral zone. Here's Richardson for Danbury at the blue line. Big Shot comes in hard. Then it gets 2 for unsportsmanlike, 2 for roughing, and a 10-minute misconduct at 7:33. And now time for the Trasher penalties. Up the far wing, over the line, Segstro drops it into the far corner. Wagner gets 10 in a game. Drevich to the far point. Morasti gets 5 in a game misconduct for fighting, and Sterling makes the same. Number 44, Dave penalty of 5-minute taser for fighting, all occurring at 7:33. The guys that get the match penalty and fighting at 7:33. Hickey also given a game misconduct. He gets 2 for unsportsmanlike, 5 for fighting, a 10-minute, and a game misconduct, 4 of a kind for Hickey. At 7:33, we won't see any of those guys for the remainder of the game.